Hi, and welcome. You're listening to the X22 Report. My name is Dave, and this is episode 1085A, and today's date is September 26, 2016, and the title of the episode is The Banking System is Showing Signs of Cracks, and it's only a matter of time before it implodes. Let's get into the economic collapse financial news. Now, today we can see the market is down quite a bit. We know we have the presidential debates tonight at 9 o'clock. And we see right now that the economy, it is ripping itself apart. It is doing absolutely terrible. Things are rapidly falling apart. We're definitely in a recession, heading into a major depression, then into a collapse. We see Commerce Bank. They're going to be firing 9,000 employees, 18% of the entire workforce. Now, this is Germany's second biggest lender. And we can see right now, things are not going well. Here in the United States, what are we seeing? Well, every sector of the economy is declining at this point. The new home sales, that came out, and we see they have tumbled by 7.6% month on month. And we see existing pending home sales, it is all plunging. The median sale price has decreased by 5.4%. And when we look at the situation here, we can see that things are rapidly falling apart. In Miami, there is a problem with condo sales. What we're seeing right now is total existing residential sales fell by 3.3% year over year because of condos. Existing condo sales, not including new construction, plunged by 13.6% year over year. Miami's high percentage of cash sales in South Florida, well, it's showing that they're not going out and they're not purchasing. Over 700 condos were listed for sale by the original purchaser, who bought those units from the developer at the largest 17 developments, with over 85 units each, completed between 2012 and 2016. Only 8 units sold. At this sales rate, they have a 7.3-year supply. The pre-construction condo resale market is essentially frozen. 7 of the 8 units sold at a loss, ranging from negative 2% to negative 11%. It's falling apart. We know this in the Hamptons, in New York, in San Francisco, and many outlying areas. We see that real estate is tumbling very, very quickly. We see the Dallas Fed. They have contracted for 21 months in a row. Dallas Fed's manufacturing outlook, well, it remains stuck in contraction at negative 3.7%. This is the longest streak outside of a recession in the survey's history. New orders, well, they're cratering. Inventories are tumbling. And all of this is not good for GDP. And this is why the Atlanta Fed, New York Fed, they're continually revising the GDP numbers. If you notice, they're not moving up, they're going down. They started out high, 3.5%, 3.8%. Now we're at 2.9, 2.3. Pretty soon it'll be 1.5. Next minute it'll be 0.5. Because this system right now, it's imploding on itself. The system is doomed. They know it. I mean, if we look at fast food chains, spending is declining. Convenience stores, big box retailers, they're all slowing right now. It doesn't look good. And as we move forward and we go throughout the rest of this year, it's going to get worse. The holiday season is going to be a complete disaster. Yes, I know the corporate media is out there. And they're telling everyone, oh, look at this store, they're hiring this many people. Look at that store, they're hiring this many people. These are part-time positions, and that doesn't mean that there's going to be sales. All they're doing is hiring people gearing up for this, just like they order a lot of inventory to gear up for the holiday season. And what happened last year is going to happen this year, but it's going to be worse. There were hardly any sales. They let people go early from the part-time work. They had a lot of inventory left over. Stores started to close. We're going to see the same thing, but it's getting worse and worse every holiday. If you notice that, every holiday season, it continually declines. It doesn't improve, it declines. More and more people are being laid off. More and more people don't have the funds to purchase the gifts. Go around your neighborhood, look at the garbages. You'll see garbages are getting smaller and smaller during the holiday season. There was one time where there were so many boxes and bags and stuff, they couldn't even be in the garbage cans. Last holiday season, didn't even see that. All the garbage fit into the cans. People aren't buying as much. We see the U.S., well, they're importing a record amount of gold from Switzerland. And when we look at July numbers, we see that these numbers are up. Normally, the flow of gold from the United States has been heading towards Switzerland. The U.S. exported a record 691 metric tons of gold in 2013, but something has changed. U.S. now is importing a record of 23.8 metric tons of gold from Switzerland in July. So U.S. gold imports from Switzerland, they're up 82%. Already this year, in 2016, Switzerland's gold exports to the U.S., they're already at 60 metric tons, up more than 18 times the volume in 2015. I wonder what the U.S. government central bankers figured out. We better get gold. We know Russia's been doing it. We know China's been doing it. And it looks like the U.S. government central bankers are a little late to the game here. And we see things are rapidly falling apart. And gold is the insurance policy for what is about to happen. Now, we mentioned, I think it was last week, where the U.S. dollar staged its second strongest day of the year. The last time it did this was for the Brexit. Right before the Brexit, all of a sudden, the U.S. dollar surged. We're seeing it once again. Now, something big is about to happen. Something big in the financial system. Most likely it's going to be a banking crisis in the EU. And it looks like the clear signal for all of this is coming from Deutsche Bank. And it looks like Deutsche Bank is taking a nosedive right now. We see Deutsche Bank shares, they're down by 16% since September 15th, nearly 20% from September 9th. And if you put it a completely different way, the bank has lost a fifth of its market cap in less than 2 weeks. So right now, Deutsche Bank is starting to look like Lehman. And when Deutsche Bank goes, we know they have a very large derivative book. We know the German government is already out there saying, we will bail out Deutsche Bank. We will not let it fail. And we can see the situation is getting much, much worse because once this bank starts to fail, there's going to be a chain reaction. And then it's going to hit other banks. This is why they created the bail-in documents. They didn't do it just to do it. They knew what was about to happen. They knew the system was going to eventually collapse on itself. Either by a black swan or they were going to have the ability to do it themselves and have a complete story of why it had happened, and they'll blame it on another group, country, or the people. But they knew eventually that this was going to happen. This is why they created the bail-in system. Because they knew the U.S. and the other countries, they said no more bailouts. We're not doing this anymore. And they're prepared and ready for this. In Saudi Arabia, we know their economy is tanking. And Saudi Arabia right now has announced a $5.3 billion bailout of its banking system. So we can see right now Saudi Arabia's interbanking borrowing rates are nearing the highest since Lehman. And of course, the central bank is calling it supportive monetary policy on behalf of government entities. Well, this is a bailout. Many of the countries cannot do bailouts anymore. They only can do bail-ins. And we're starting to see that we are approaching that time where this economy is collapsing rapidly. We already know we're in a recession. We're on the cusp of a depression. And we can see that the central bankers, they're holding this together with illusions, with pumping up the stock market, suppressing precious metals, trying to keep the people in the dark of what's really happening. And they're most nervous about the system ripping itself apart before they have the ability to bring it down themselves, because this is really what they want to do. They want the system to crash, but they need a story. They need to tell the story of why it has crashed. So when we watch this and when we watch what's going on right now, we see that things are rapidly falling apart. More and more people are being laid off. Banks are imploding. Deutsche Bank might be the catalyst right now. Yes, they might patch it. They might shove some money into the bank. But eventually what's going to happen, it's going to continually rip itself apart, and they will not be able to stop it. And it's only a matter of time before the entire system comes crashing down. Listen, everyone, thanks a lot for listening. Be well, be safe, and especially be prepared. Thanks a lot.